to a notion, salesman.
What? Oh, Lord! Why not? What's the matter with credit?
Oh, it's old-fashioned. Charlie, you're an annual salesman. Your firm gives credit. Huh. No, sir. Nor anybody else.
River City next! Next station stop, River City!
Cash for the merchandise. Cash for the bunting hooks.
Cash for the cotton goods. Cash for the soft goods. Cash for the hard goods.
Cash for the fancy goods.
Cash for the nuggets and the pickings and the firkins.
Cash for the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Cash for the crackers and the pickles and the flypaper.
Look, what do you talk? 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 Where do you get it? What do you talk?
You can talk, 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 you can bake a bake a bake. Talk, you can talk, you can bake a bake a bake. You can talk by the line, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Where's the Model T Ford? May the trouble, may the people want to go. Want to get up and go. 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 22, 23 miles to the county seat.
Yes, sir, yes, sir.
Who's going to patronize a little bitty 2x4 kind of score anymore?
What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
Not the Model T at all. Take a gander at the store, at the margarine store, at the present day store, at the present day margarine departmentalized grocery store.
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it?
What do you talk? What do you talk? What do you talk?
Where do you get it? You can talk, you can bake, you can talk, you can bake, you can talk, bake a bake, you can talk while you want it, but it's different than it was.
No, it ain't, but you gotta know the territory.
Why, it's the you need a biscuit. Hey, the trouble, you need to put the crackers in a package, You need a biscuit in the airtight sanitary package. Make the Cracker Barrel obsolete.
Cracker Barrel went out with the bell rounds, cut the lunch on my stove. Changed the approach of the traveling salesman. Made it pretty hard.
No, it didn't, but you gotta know the territory.
Gone with the hogshead, cask and demijohn. Gone with the sugar barrel, pickle barrel milk can. Gone with the tub and the pail and the tips.
Ever meet a fellow by the name of Hill?
Hill.
No! Just a minute.
Never heard of it, salesman. Hill. Now he doesn't know the territory.
Doesn't know the territory.
What's the fella's line?
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
On the Cracker Barrel being obsolete, or you need a biscuit in an airtight sanitary package from the Model T Ford.
Just a minute.
Never worries about his line.
Never worries about his line.
For a doggone thing, he's just a bang, deep, bell ringing, big ball, rate go, making us a rip for it every time a bullseye sales. That's Professor Harold L.
Tell us, what's his line?
He's a fake, and he doesn't know the territory.
What do you talk? He's a music man.
He's a what?
He's a music man, and he's always standing next to the kids in the down with the big trombones and the baritone drum. And the big brass bass. And the piccolo uniform suit with the shiny gold braid on the jacket and the big long striped dress.
Well, I don't know much about bands, but I do know you can't make a living selling big trombones or a rat-a-tat drums. No, sir. Mandolin picks, perhaps, and here and there a Jew's heart.
No, the fellow sells bands, boys bands. I don't know how he does it, but he lives like a king, and he dallies and he gathers and he flips and he shines. And when the man dances, certainly boys, what else? If I can pay his head, yes, sir. When the man dances, certainly boys, what else? If I can pay his head.
Yes, sir.
But he doesn't know the territory. Giving every one of us a black eye. After he's worked a town over, the next salesman to arrive gets automatically tarred and feathered and rode out to the city limits on a rail. You think it's funny, do ya? Well, wait till it happens to you. Tar is impossible to get off.
But why should he get rode out of town on a rail?
Because in order to sell band instruments and uniforms and instruction books, he has to promise to teach the kids to play.
Well,
and form them into a band, with himself as the leader.
Well, what's wrong with that?
He don't know one note from another. That's what's wrong with that. He can't tell a bass stroke from a keyboard. I'll catch him with that swindling two-bit devil ringer. And when I do, I'll squeal on him so loud.
Boy, you're really mad, Charlie. I'd hate to be around when he catches up with that hill fella.
Well, it won't be on this trip. Not. No, not even the great Professor Hill would try to sell them neck-bowed Hawkeyes out here. You know, gentlemen, you intrigue me. I think I'll have to give Iowa a try. I don't believe I caught your name. Don't believe I dropped it. That'll do! See you later, Morris. And don't forget, music teacher. Music teacher. Ah, you're Mr. Dutton. Yeah. Either you are closing your eyes to a situation you don't wish to acknowledge, or you are not aware of the caliber of disaster indicated by the presence of a pool table in your community. Well, you got trouble, my friend. Right here, I say trouble right here in River City. Why, sure, I'm a billiard player, certainly mighty proud to say, I'm always mighty proud to say. I consider that the hours I spend with the cue in my hand are gold. Help me cultivate horse sense and a cool head and a keen eye. Did you ever think to try and give an ironclad lead to yourself from a 3-rail billiard shot? But just as I say, it takes judgment, brains, and maturity to score in a ball-blind game. I say that any move can take and shove a ball in a pocket. And I call that sloth. The first big step on the road to the depths of degradation. I say first it's a little medicinal wine from a teaspoon, then beer from a bottle. And the next thing you know, your son is playing for money in a pinchback suit. And listening to some big out-of-town Jasper, hearing him tell about horse race gambling. Not a wholesome trot race, no, but a race where they sit down right on a horse. I'd like to see some stuck-up jockey boy setting on Dan Patch. Make the blood boil, well, I should say. Now, friends, let me tell you what I mean. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets in a table. Pockets that mark the difference between a gentleman and a bum. Capital B that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. And all week long, your River City youth will be frittering away. I say your young men will be frittered. Frittering away their noontime, summertime, chore time, too. Get the ball in the pocket, never mind getting dandelions pulled or the screen door patch or the beefsteak pounded. Never mind pumping any water till your parents are caught with the cistern empty on Saturday night, and that's trouble. Yes, you got lots and lots of trouble. I'm thinking of the kids in the Knickerbocker, shirt-tails, young ones, peeking in the pool hall when after school you got trouble. Folks, right here in River City. Trouble with the capital T, and that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. No, I know all you folks are the right kind of parents. I'm going to be perfectly frank. Would you like to know what kind of conversation goes on while loafing around the hall? We'll be trying out Bebo, trying out Cuban, trying out tailor-made like cigarette beads, and bragging all about how they're going to cover up a telltale breath with sense, and one fine night they leave the pool hall heading for the dance at the Orbery, Liberty Men, and start running into the ragtime. Shamelessly, and then drag your son, your daughter, to the arms of a jungle, animal instinct, mass hysteria. Friends, the idle grave is the devil's playground. Trouble! Oh, we got trouble right here in River City. Right here in River City. We got a little team that rhymes with P, and that stands for pool. That stands for pool. We surely got trouble. We surely got trouble. Right here. Gotta figure out a way to keep the young ones moral after school.
Our children gonna have trouble.
Elders of River City, heed that warning before it's too late. Watch for the telltale signs of corruption. When your son leaves the house, does he rebuckle his knickerbockers below the knee? Is there a nicotine stain on his index finger? Or a dime novel hidden in the corn fridge? Is he starting to memorize jokes out of Captain Billy's whiz bag? Are certain words creeping into his vocabulary? Words like swell and so's your old man. If so, my friends, you got trouble. We got trouble right here in River City. Right here in River City. You got a little T and that rhymes with P, and that stands for what? That stands for pool. We surely got trouble. We surely got trouble right here in River City. Right here. Remember the main Plymouth Rock and the
taking it all too much to heart.
Now, Mama, as long as the Madison Public Library wasn't trusted to me for the purpose of improving River City's cultural level, I grant up my concern that the ladies of River City keep ignoring all my counsel and advice.
But darling, when a woman has a husband and you've got none, why should she take advice from you? Even if you can't cook 12 second Shakespeare and all them other highfalutin Greeks.
Now, Mama, if you don't mind my saying so, you have a bad habit of changing every subject.
I haven't changed the subject, I'm just talking at a stranger. With a suitcase who may be your very last chance.
Mama, do you think that I'll allow a common master now? Really, Mama, I have my standards where men are concerned, and I have no intention.
I know all the measures standing with you down by my feet, and so there's not a man alive who can hope to measure up to that blend upon Bunyan saying, Captain Noah, when do you keep talking for yourself? When your Irish imagination, your Iowa stubbornness, and your library full of books.
Well, if that isn't the best I've ever heard.
Thank you. May I have a drink, please?
May I have a
May I have a drink, please?
Yes, dear.
Winthrop, it's after dark. Is that a way to come into the house?
Hello.
That won't do it all. I'll have a kiss from a boy. That lady over there is your sister, young man.
Hello, Winthrop.
Winthrop, where's your manners?
I'm having a party on Saturday. Especially like you to come, Winthrop.
Well, Winthrop, Amaryllis asked you to a party. Are you going? Or aren't you?
No.
Know what?
No,
You
thank
know the little girl's name.
You won't say Amaryllis because there's this. He's ashamed.
We all know about his list, Amaryllis. Well, Winthrop,
I bet he won't say it. No, thank you. Amaryllis. Amaryllis, Amaryllis. He's crying. Why does he get so mad at people just because he lists?
It's not only because he lists Amaryllis, that's just a part of it.
What's the other part?
Never mind, dear. It's just that he never talks very much.
Not even to you and your mother?
No, dear. We all have to be a little patient.
I'm patient, even though he doesn't ever talk to me. But I do him every night. I say goodnight to him on the evening star. You have to do the very second you see it too, or it doesn't count. Good night, my Winthrop. Good night. Sleep tight.
Oh, there, dear. Don't cry. You have lots of time. If not Winthrop, it'll be someone else.
Never. I'm just an old maid just like you. Sorry, Miss Marion. Can I play my crosshand, please?
May I?
May I play my crosshand, please?
Yes, dear.
See, without a sweetheart, you have no one to say goodnight to the evening star.
I know, Amaryllis. For the time being, just say, good night, my someone. You can put the name in when the right person comes along.
All right, better than nothing.
Yes, it is. Now you can play your crosshand piece.
Now I may play my crosshand.
Good night, my someone. Good night.
Shin for leading the singing, and to J.C. Squire for his fine stereo-opticon slides, and to Ethel Toffemeyer, our fine player, piano, player. As mayor of River City, I welcome you River Citysians to the 4th of July exercise set up here in the Madison Gymnasium. Account the weather. 4 scoring. The members of the school board will now present a patriotic tableau. The members of the school board will not present a patriotic tableau. Some disagreement about costumes, I suppose. Instead, the Watanyi girls of the local wigwam, Hiawatha, will present a spectacle of my wife. In which my wife, Elaine Dickinson, will take a leading part. Mrs. Shin will recover now thanks to a certain young ruffian who's a disgrace to our city. Or score and the Payne's fireworks spectacle, the last days of Pompeii, will take place providing the rain stops by 9:30. It'll be out to the Madison Picnic Park in the farm meadow across the creek from the pest house.
And how can it be raining? Didn't the Gazette predict there?
Sure did, Stuart. That's why we're all prepared for a storm.
Now the Gazette is accurate most of the time, and you know it, J.C.
Well, you wouldn't last very long in the banking business being accurate most of the time.
Looks like the number 8's late again.
I'm at her early.
Nope, she's late right there.
She's right on time. What's the matter with your watching?
What are you doing?
All in the world, I would say.
Never mind. 4 score.
We heard there's a pool table in town.
No, just a minute here.
Your pool table, or isn't it?
Will you allow me to get on with my exercise?
We don't want no akin to the electric thrill I once enjoyed when Gilmore, Liberati, Pat Conway, the great creator, W.C. Handy, and John Philip Sousa all came to town on the very same historic day. 76 trombones led the big parade with 110 cornets close at hand. They were followed by rows and rows of minus virtuosos, the cream of every famous band. 76 trombones fought the morning sun with 100
action. I haven't seen Iowa people get so excited since the night great Dutch and Strangular Lewis. I am a mat for 3.5 hours without moving a muscle. Oh boy, that was it. Never mind. I want that man's records. Hey, grab that hoodlum. He almost blew up Mrs. shit.
Thank you, Professor. I have to make an example of him. Ringleader, you know. What he does, the gang does.
Silly Clyde, let me go.
I'll kid you. Hang around my oldest girl. His father's one of them day laborers south of town. You wild kid. Tagging down Main Street after my oldest girl last Sunday.
I wasn't either tagging.
Don't you contradict me.
We was only walking together, Tilly Clyde.
You watch your phraseology. I know what you was doing. You stay with my oldest girl, or you'll hear from me till who laid the rails. Hill, I'll talk to you first thing Monday about this band thing over at City Hall, 10 o'clock sharp. Men, I want his credentials.
Constable, I'll be responsible for the boy.
You don't know this kid. He's tough. He's probably got his gang waiting outside.
Oh, I'll be careful. I'd like to talk to you about the band.
Aw, gee, Professor, that's for the little
Well,
kid.
you know, I'm not talking about you playing in the band. Hey, you're mechanically minded, aren't you? Ever do anything with perpetual motion?
I nearly had it a couple of times.
You did? Well, you're my man. Do you realize no one has ever invented a music holder for a marching piccolo player? There's no place to hold the music.
Tilly Clyde. I wonder where I could get some wire from.
Hey, look in your basement. That's where most people keep wire. Oh, Tommy!
Yes, sir?
And now, Constable, I'll show you how to break up a gang. Young lady. Oh, miss. What's your name?
Anita, I didn't have any idea you was beckoning to me, cuz.
Do you know Tommy Gillis?
Well,
Tommy, this is Anita. Escort the young lady home.
only excepting I'm not going home. I have to go to the library, God.
Well then, escort the young lady home by way of the library. By way of the candy kitchen.
Yes, sir. Do I have to?
You have to.
Yes, sir!
God.
Well, Professor, you're a pretty bright young fellow. Made a couple of mistakes, though.
Oh?
The mayor happens to own the billiard parlor and that new pool table. Wait,
What was my other mistake?
that's Anita. She's the mayor's oldest girl.
Just a moment, Professor Hill. We're the school board. We'd like to see your credentials.
Academic certificate.
Nothing of the kind. We need papers and letters and things.
My God, put up a
What am I hearing? Wait, say... Ice cream.
Ice cream, but I don't sing it. That's
No,
what
all right, talk then.
Here. Ice cream.
Walk slow.
Ice cream.
See? Singing is only sustained talking.
Now you right here.
Ice cream.
Now you right here.
Ice cream. Now you, sir. Ladies, from now on, you'll never see one of those men without the other three.
Oh, Professor, you're wrong. Why, they've hated each other for over 15 years.
Ice cream, ice cream, ice cream. How can there be any sin insincere? Where is the good in goodbye? In goodbye. see, I'm a conservatory man myself. Gary, Indiana, gold medal, class of Lot 5.
Even should that happen to be true, does that give you the right to follow me around wherever I go? And another thing, Mr. Hill, I'm not as easily mesmerized or hoodwinked as some people in this town, and I think it only fair to warn you that I have a shelf full of reference books in there, which may very well give me some interesting information about you.
Hey, Greg! Oh, hi, Mars. And don't call me Greg.
I'll have to make out the music teacher.
Scrumptious. Eat out of my hand the minute I tip my hat.
Why did you cut a swap tonight? For a minute, even I thought you something about leading a band. Just like when you used to imitate that band fellow back in Joplin.
Oh, yeah. Kid stuff. I'm in rare form these days, son. Just you keep your eye on me for the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks? It only used to take 10 days for the instruments to arrive.
Oh, still does. But it takes 4 weeks for the uniforms.
Uniforms? Oh no, Greg, you haven't added uniforms.
Uniforms and instruction books.
Instruction books? But you can't pass yourself off as a music professor. Not for any 4 weeks.
Lars.
But you don't know one note from another.
I have a revolutionary new method called the think system, where you don't bother with notes.
4 weeks of people who want to hear music, you'll have to lead a band.
Yeah, but when the uniforms arrive, they forget about everything else. At least long enough for me to collect and lead. Oh, this is a refined operation, son. And I've got it timed right down to the last wave of the brakeman's hand on the last train out of town. And now, Mr. Washburn, if you'll excuse me.
Gonna line yourself up over the canoodling, huh?
Well,
say, I can fix you up with Ethel's sister. Lovely girl, she teaches Sunday school.
well, no wide-eyed, eager, wholesome, innocent Sunday school teacher for me. That kind of girl skin webs no spider ever listen to. A girl who trades on all that purity merely wants to trade my independence for her security. The only affirmative she won't file refers to marching down the aisle. No golden, glorious, gleaming, pristine goddess. No, sir, for no Diana do I play pawn. I can tell you that right now. I star a bull, I kiss. How can ignorance be compared to bliss? I spark, I fizz. For a lady who knows what time it is. I cheer, I ring. All hurts you up too late to say the sadder what was a girl for me. expression of life and movement.
Mr. Hill.
Oh, you must accept the chairmanship of the Ladies' Auxiliary for the classic dance, mustn't she, lady? Every move you make, Mrs. Shin, bespeaks Del Sauté. Oh, will you? Oh, say yes, Mrs. Shin.
Oh, you're lady. You should.
Then you accept?
Yes, indeed. I would like to say.
Thank you. And now the young lady who plays the piano, Marion Carew, I believe. Well, she is a librarian.
Take a little talk, take a little talk, little tip, tip, tip. Take a little talk, little pick a little talk, little tip, tip, tip. Pick a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little tip, tip, tip. Pick a lot, pick a little more. Pick a little talk, little pick a little talk, little tip, 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 tip.
Oh, no, that time we don't belong on any committee. Of course, I didn't tell you this, but she advocates dirty books.
Dirty book?
Chaucer.
Rabelais. Rose.
Of course, I should tell you this, but I'll tell.
A man lived on my street, let me tell.
Stop! I'll tell. That woman made brazen overtures to a man who never had a friend in this town till she came here. Old miser Madison.
Wait a minute. Madison Picnic Park, Madison Gymnasium, Madison Hospital, that miser Madison?
Exactly. Who do you think he was, anyway?
Well, I should say, show off. Gave the town the library too, didn't he?
That's just it. Madison left the library to the city,
But
but
he left all the books to her. She was seen going and coming from his place.
Oh yes, oh yes. That woman made brazen overtures with guilt-edged guarantee. She had a golden glint in her eye and a silver voice on a counterfeit ring.
To melt her down and you'll reveal a lump of lead is cold as steel.
Here, where woman's heart should be. He left River City, the library building, but he left all the
talking out loud with everything's librarians. Such a variance. Ladies dance committee meets Tuesday nights. Marshmallow. And now I must get back to the hotel.
sure that at heart she's as lonely as herself. Good day to you, Willa Peru.
Is he gone yet?
He is. And I hope not forever. Darling, don't you ever think of your future?
Mama, surely a girl's future doesn't depend on encouraging every fast-talking, self-centered, traveling man who comes into town. And the fact that he claims his commodity is music does not, in this particular case, impress me.
All right, darling. All right, if you say so. Only it's a well-known principle that when you keep the flint in one drawer and the steel in the other, you never strike much of fire.
Mama! Winthrop! Winthrop! I know you're there! Will you please go to the library for me and ask Miss Grubb to give you the book I set aside? The Indiana State Educational Journal, 1890 to 1910. It's a big green volume with black corners. Do I have to? You won't have to talk to anyone. I've written it all down for you. Thank you, dear.
What do I give up? What do you need books for at this hour of the night?
I have a feeling the Indiana Journal may help me poke some large holes in the professor's claims.
Well, if that don't beat all. If you don't mind me asking you, at your age, what kind of a white knight in shining armor do you expect to come riding along?
Well, I don't expect Luther Griner, who backs me into the ancient history shelf every time he comes into the library.
He does?
Or Ed Gammage. And that buggy with the removable back seat. But I don't expect a man in shining white armor either.
good morning. 11 sales out of 12 tries. Hey, tell you what, it's about noon. Why don't you go home and get yourself some supper? Goodbye, Professor. Yep, thanks, Tommy.
Just a minute here. Are you soliciting? You haven't got a license.
Oh, why no, Martian? I collect door knockers. This particular specimen
Flattery will not avail you. Soliciting is statutory in this county. Malfeasance without a permit. Why haven't you been over to City Hall with your reference?
Just Mr. Mayor. What? Your hand? Oh, no.
What is it?
With that spread of the little finger, it's hereditary.
It is? What does that mean?
It means that your son's little finger is perfectly situated to operate the spit valve on a B-flat flugelhorn.
That good?
Good. It means that America has at last produced an artist that can flugle a minute waltz in 50 seconds.
How can I get one of those horns?
Sign right here, Mr. Mayor. That'll be $17 import fee.
Yes, sir. Just think I could have missed this whole... I haven't got any, son! Why, you unscrupulous blue light! You unscrupulous blue light! You'll be over to City Hall with your polyglot papers at 3 o'clock!
You mean this afternoon?
I couldn't make myself any plainer if I's a Quaker on his day off!
Zanita! Hey, Zanita!
Tommy, hold on, right over there. Not right, get up.
Then meet me after supper?
I can't. At your free night. Free to where?
The footbridge?
You see? Isn't that just what I said? Last time it was the lumber yard, and now the footbridge. And where do you want to meet me after that? At the Black Hole Calcutta? Yet God!
I only wanted to show you my new invention.
What invention?
My music holder for a March's piccolo player. It still has a few minor flaws, though. See, when you strap it on tight enough to hold the music steady, it cuts off your circulation and you can't wiggle your fingers. Meanwhile, you could go blind.
Oh, Tommy, it's Papa!
Is that the first thing I said, or isn't it?
Yes, George.
Yes, sir, the very first thing I said, or I'll pay with that horse. Get that spellbinder's credentials. I said, morning of July 4th, 1912, and now look what's happened. My wife is off dancing at all hours instead of being in the home.
No, George!
And the school board is singing up street and down alley instead of attending city matters. And my oldest girl, boodling around with some wild kid. And my business is falling so far off, I can't even find my craft shoes.
Mayor Shid, I found something very interesting in this book about Professor Hill's alma mater,
Is who?
his university.
Oh, I know all about that. It's, in fact, it's the only thing I can get out of them. Gary Conservatory, class of 5.
Well, if you'll just take time to read a little bit about the conservatory, I don't think you'll have to look much further. It's on
Papa, the Wells Fargo wagon's coming!
Nonsense, that is early. Impossible. Wells Fargo wagon.
It could be the band instrument!
Band instrument.
Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. Oh, please let it be for me. Oh, the Wells Fargo wagon is up, coming down the street. I wish I knew
from that librarian about that book. The ladies' dance committee meets Tuesday nights at the high school.
fly.
I'm gonna warn you once more. You stay away from my daughter, or all, by God, horseman bugle hell won't happen again.
George!
Not one poop on you, madam.
I think he means feet.
I have just as much right to public building as anybody.
Right? How do you get me right around here, aiding and abiding that swindling activity of this spellbinding civil salesman? You know what I see written all over you? Reform school. Now, get out of this public building! Out, you wild kid, you!
Oh, please! It's Catholics like you make blood in the marketplace. Keep going.
You want some phraseology, young woman? Go home. You lady,
George!
tend to your dance.
My dance!
I'll handle Janita taking up her kids on the wrong side of town.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just make you understand.
Well, you can. And by the way, thanks for nothing. I read that book from cover to cover for a whole week, and I didn't find it thin.
But Mr. Mayor, if you...
I'll settle your ash as soon as I get these premises off my daughter. Yes.
All right, but in the meantime, I want you to know that I'm vouching for Tommy Jones. That boy's got the confidence of every kid in this town. You'll be waiting in line to shake his hand by the time our band plays its first concert.
By the time your band plays its first concert, the members will have to foregather in wheelchairs on account of the broken legs they get tripping over their beer. I tell you something, my feathered young fine. A very fine young feathered. Never mind. I'll overtake you it on. I want that man's records, and I want him tonight. Don't let him out of your sight. He's slipperier than a Mississippi Stooge.
You mean you want us to get his credentials?
I mean get his credentials or get him in jail. I couldn't make myself any clearer if I was a footnote in well water.
Professor Hill, I think Mayor Shin has behaved abominably. And I think it was wonderful of you coming to Tommy's defense like that.
Oh, that was nothing.
Well, yes, it was.
Oh, no. No, a man can't dodge the issue every time a little personal risk is involved. What does the poet say? A coward dies 1,000 deaths. The brave man, only 500. Unfortunately, of course, the mayor was already pretty mad on account of his billiard parlor. Now, I suppose a recommendation from a musical authority like yourself would help, but, I couldn't ask you to do a thing like that.
Why, Professor Hill?
You would!
I'd be glad to. I just wish I was more informed. You know, I've been wanting to talk to you about Winthrop's cornet.
His cornet, mother of pearl keys, polished brass.
Yes, I'm sure it's fine, but you see, he never touches it. Oh, the first week or so, he made a few, experimental blats, I guess you'd say.
Yes, yes, blats.
And he sings the minuet-dee-dee-dee-da almost constantly.
La-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da.
About some think system you've developed.
Yes, well...
If he thinks the minuet in G, he won't have to bother with the notes. Now, Professor...
But now, Miss Marion, the think system is a revolutionary method, I'll admit. But so is Galileo's conception of the heavens, Columbus' conception of the egg, Bach's conception of the well-tempered clavichord. Now, I cannot discuss these things here in public. But if you'll allow me to call, when may I call?
Why, any night this week. Tick a little tuck, little tick, tick, tick. Tick a lap, tick a little more. Pick a little tuck, little tick. Being a nice and your sort of woman belongs on our dance committee. You were so cheering to that dance that should put me a Professor Hill. Cheering to a fairy princess with a moonbeam for your floor. Get a golden shimmy in your hair and a silver shoe from all to see. We know that you will soon unfold a forgiving heart of the joy gold here, where a woman's heart can be.
primo vendetta.
Oh, yes, well, congratulations. Let's see now. You know, all week long, I've tried to give you fellas my references and credentials, but every time you seem to get off the subject somehow. But now I have just what you want over in my hotel room. Just take me a second.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to go with you.
Oh, yes, well, let's see if I have my key. What's this? A testimonial from Madame Renée, the only female bassoon player ever to play on the Red Path circuit. Her stage name, of course. Actually, she was from Moline, Lida Rose Quackenbush.
Can I see that for a minute?
Oh, you'll never forget the name. Lida Rose. Same as the old song. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose.
To get the sun back in the sky. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose. About 1,000 kisses shy. Ding dong ding, I can hear the chapel bell chime. Ding dong ding, at the least suggestion, I'll pop the question. Lida Rose, I'm home again, Rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Lida Rose, now everyone knows that I'm hoping you're the same. So here is my love
here somewhere?
The shin home is on Northport. This is Southport.
Oh, criminy. Oh, I see you're the piano teacher in town. You must know about this fella Hill forming a boys band here.
Yes?
Well, don't you let it worry you no more. I got the goods on him in spades. Swindling two-bit thimble rigger. That's why I gotta see Shin. I'm just passing through. Number 8 only makes a 15-minute water stop. Wish it was 20. Would sure like to concentrate 5 minutes on you, girly girl.
Who are you?
Name's Charlie Cow, anvil salesman. But just now, I'm out to protect the name of the traveling fraternity from this swindler.
Mr. Powell, you're making a big mistake.
Oh, mistake my old lady's course of cover. That man has been the raspberry seed of my wisdom tooth long enough. He spoiled Illinois for me, and he's not going to spoil Iowa. Say, what kind of a music teacher are you anyway? You didn't see through him? Why, he's no more professor.
I know all about that. Band leaders are always called professor. It's a harmless deception. Why, he's a fine director.
Now, wait just a minute. Fine director. Have you heard one note of music from any band?
Well, no, but I...
But nothing, girly girl. He's never formed a band in his life. And he never will.
If you'll just listen to me for a minute.
I'd like to. I'd like to do more than that if I had the time. I sure got the inclination. But I gotta get back on that train. And I gotta leave this dynamite with somebody on the way to the depot. Bye, girly girl. See you next time through.
You'll never make the train at the depot. You'll have to catch it at the crossing.
No, sir. I gotta leave word. And I can see you ain't the one to leave it with.
Well, just a minute, Mr. Powell. Well, you don't know me yet.
Is that an invitation?
Well, no, I mean, I don't know you and...
Yes, I need more time anyway.
I mean, as well as I'd like to.
No trouble there, girly girl.
I never met a man who sells anvils. That's something, well, quite different.
Takes a rail salesman. I can tell you that. Anvils have a limited appeal. What am I doing? I miss that train, I'll lose my job. And I gotta leave word about that fella Hill.
Leave word with me.
Not have your tin type. How do I know you deliver those letters?
Try me. There's your train. Now run for it.
Why, you double-dealing little... Who do you think you're protecting? That guy's got a girl in every county in Illinois. And he's taking it away from every one of them. And that's 102 counties. Not counting little piano teachers like you we cozies up to keep their mouths shut. Neither one of you's heard the last of me, girly girl.
Like a rose, I'm home again, rose, without a sweetheart to my name. Good evening, Miss Marianne. By the rose now, everyone knows that I'm
Why, Professor Hill?
Mrs. Peru, a top of the evening. Miss Marion.
You and Marion come up here and said, I've got some jelly on the stove.
There's no jelly on the stove, Mama.
Well, I'll put some on.
Well, shall we set, as your mother said?
Well,
Well, you did ask me to call.
I did? I didn't mean anything.
Now, Miss Marion, I'm not suggesting that your invitation inferred anything but academic enlightenment. The think system. Yes, I've been by your house to try to explain it to you a time or two this week, but there always seem to be people around, mostly ladies, I thought.
Oh, yes, Mrs. Squires and several of the ladies.
Good. I wouldn't want anybody beating my time. You wouldn't? No, ma'am. Well, evidently it's not the convenient night. I'll see you at the sociable later.
Professor Hill, is it true that you've had 100... I mean...
Yes.
Well, what I'm trying to say is it really true that you developed a think system?
A what? Oh, a think system. Well, yes, it's really very simple. As simple as whistling. You know, no one has to show you how to use your lips in whistling. You only have to think a tune and have it come out clearly here. Now just try this yourself before asking any questions.
I take your word.
Good
dozens, even 100.
Well,
Have they all been as fascinated as I have with the thing system?
Some more, some less. One young lady had thought of the same system before I got to her town. She showed me a few refinements.
I see.
But have I said something wrong?
Professor Hill, you must have many more important things to do than stand around and discuss the think system with me.
Can't think of one.
And I must be very dull company for a man of your experience.
Now, say, where did you get an idea like that?
One whose rumors of traveling salesmen.
Miss Marion, you mustn't believe everything you hear. After all, one even hears rumors about librarians.
I suppose you're referring to Uncle Matty.
Uncle Matty?
Mr. Madison, my father's best friend. But no matter what they say, he left me in a sure job. So Mother and Winthrop and I would have some security. Now surely you don't believe
No, of
that.
course not. That's exactly what I'm saying. But why do you think people start rumors like that?
Narrow-mindedness, jealousy. Jealousy mostly, I guess.
Exactly. And jealousy mostly starts rumors about traveling salesmen. What have you heard?
Oh, nothing about you personally, just generally.
Well, what have you heard generally?
Well, but of course it stands to reason that disappointments and jealousy can lead to, well, I mean, take you, for instance. Your attentions to customers and, well, teachers might easily be misinterpreted, mightn't they? I mean, now, honestly, mightn't they?
Well,
And so you say if another salesman or somebody were to say things, well, they could be downright lies, couldn't they?
Wait, what could?
Rumors and things.
Well, of course.
So it just proves that you should never believe everything you hear. I mean, if one discusses
With
things...
Miss Marion, I would be delighted to discuss anything in the world with you. But couldn't we do it sitting down? I mean, you can sit, your knees bend and all.
We could sit on the porch steps.
We could also sit on a large hollow log over by the footbridge.
Oh, I couldn't. I've never been to the footbridge with a man in my life.
Just to talk.
It's a shame to be sociable.
Then meet me there in 15 minutes.
Oh, I just can't, please. Some other time. Maybe tomorrow.
My dear little librarian, pile up enough tomorrows and you'll find you've collected nothing but a lot of empty yesterdays. I don't know about you, but I'd like to make today what you remember.
Oh, so would I.
The footbridge. 15 minutes.
15 minutes. Mama!
What, dear?
I just told Professor Hill I'd meet him at the footbridge in 15 minutes.
Oh, glory be to the saints be praised.
What does?
The think system. I could use it on you from the parlor.
to the music if those kids show up for sociable.
Yeah.
Here's most of the dough. I got Tommy to collect it. He's pretending to hold a band practice over at the lumberyard.
All right, Mars, get the rig.
I got it.
What time's the freight go?
9:40 from the junction.
It's not even 8:30 yet.
Look, do you want to turtle-burtle around and get yourself caught in a funny trap? Go ahead, but I'm not going to...
Wait, Mars, don't worry. I'll meet you at the hotel in plenty of time. Miss Marion, you're late.
But you said 15 minutes.
Well, I meant that you were I'd say about 26 years late. Took you all this time to get to the footbridge with a fella.
If you want to know the truth, it was almost longer.
Oh?
Halfway here, I nearly turned back. I suppose I'm not the first to find it easier to think clearly when not under the spell of your salesmanship.
Oh, now, Miss Marion, surely you don't think I've been trying to sell you anything.
Oh, no. No, you've given me something. That's why I decided to come.
I don't recall giving you.
Oh, yes, you have. Something beautiful. That's why I came and I'm glad. Oh, please, don't be afraid that I expect too much more. One can't expect a traveling salesman to stay put. I know there have been many ports of call, and there will be many more. But that's no reason for me not to be grateful for what you will have left behind for me.
Marion,
There were bells on the hill, but I never heard them ring. No, I never heard them at all, till there was you. There were birds in the sky, but I never saw them winging. No, I never saw them at all, till there was you. And there was music, and there were wonderful roses. They tell me it's sweet fragrance and dawn and noon. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. No, I never heard it till there was you. There was love all around, but I never heard it sing. No, I never heard it at all till there was
Marion, there are a lot of things you don't know about me.
Frank,
I'm expecting a cable from Hector Berlioz. This could be it. What now?
salesman here. Looks like she's selling and you're buying.
Hey, you nuts, I had to keep her off balance, didn't I? I didn't know I was going to be able to leave tonight.
She's so far off balance, you couldn't tell if a cat rode in a hurricane.
Hey, listen, Buster Brown. I came up through the ranks in this skirmish. I'm not retiring without my commission.
You can't get anywhere out here on the footbridge.
Listen, I know a place over at Madison Picnic Park near the Sociable. Makes this footbridge look like an old lady's home. Now, beat it, Mars. Get the ring. Never a peaceful moment in the music business. Now, where were we?
You were about to tell me what I don't know about you.
Oh, yeah, well, we really don't need to go into that right now, do we?
No, we don't. Or forever, for that matter, Harold. The librarian hasn't felt like doing much research lately, but she did plenty when you first came here.
Oh, what about?
About Professor Harold Hill, Gary Conservatory, gold medal class of Ot 5. Harold, there wasn't any conservatory in Ot 5.
Oh, why, there's certainly...
Because the town wasn't even built until Ot 6. Be sociable.
Wait, you knew all the time?
Since July 7th, 3 days after you came. I tore this out of the Indiana State Educational Journal. It was originally intended to use against you, but now I give it to you with all my heart.
But if you knew, why didn't you... Why, you little... Well, 110 cornets played the air. Then I modestly took my place at the one and only base, and I fought up and down the square.
Good night, my someone. Good night, my love.
With 110 cornets right behind.
Our star is shining, its brightest light.
There were horns of every shape and sweet dreams be yours, dear, if dreams there be.
Well, 110 cornets play the air.
I wish I may, and I wish I might. Now good night, my somewhat good night.
I'll say I'm crazy. Missed my train. Probably lost my job. But I got you now, Hale, and you'll pay. You'd be in the clink right now if it hadn't been for that piano teacher. Tell her all about you and what you do. Lillygags me around till I can't see shit. Little dried up, man-hungry doxies. Round-heel fizz jiggers. You get out of here or I'll kill you, you dirty mouth, you bully. You big blow-off. I'm staying in this town so you can get yours up, down, through, and sideways. Why? You never even knew the territory. Frank, here's the stuff. The rig's in the alley. Come on, hurry up. Gullible green grass goats. Can't you get it through your heads that you're being swindled out of your eye teeth right now? This minute, there's a burglar in the bedroom while you're fiddling in the parlor. I'm talking about Harold Hill. Road agent, highwayman, pickpocket. Pickpocket? Same thing. He's had his hand in your wallet, mister. And yours, miss. And yours too, little lady. Ever since he first came to this town. Why, there's more documented evidence than you'll ever have time to read. There isn't any band. There never was any band. And there never will be any band. And if you don't hunt this man down right now like a mad dog, there won't be any Harold Hill either. He'll be on the next train out of town.
Now will you believe me?
Well, what are we waiting for?
I want my money back.
Money back, I want his hide.
After him, and when you find him, reel here. Try the low road, look by the creek. Try the well, look behind the privy. After him. 407. Miriam!
There's two things you're entitled to know. One, you're a wonderful kid. I thought so from the first. And that's why I wanted you in the band, so you'd quit moping around feeling sorry for yourself.
What band?
Well, I always think there's a band, kid.
What's the other thing I'm entitled to know?
Well, the other thing isn't any of your business now that I think of it.
I wish you never came to River City. No, you don't, Winston. Winston, you believe it? I believe everything he ever said. But he promised. I know what he promised us. And it all happened just like he said. The lights, the flags, and the colors, and the symbols, too. It was in the way every kid in this town walked and acted all summer long. Especially you. And the parents, too. Does Mama wish you'd never come to River City? Well, you do, don't you? No, Winter. Go, Harold, please, hurry. Go, Robert, Mother, hurry up.
I can't go with her.
Why not?
For the first time in my life, I got my foot caught in the river. There was love all around, but I never heard it singing. Oh, I never heard it at all, till there was you.
Frank, they're here! That thing, Frank! Frank, that thing! Whatever it is!
Virtue has triumphed. The sword of retribution has cut down Professor Harold Hill. Fellow River Cityans, I can only remind you that I did everything in my power to prevent this dire happening from happening. Score.
Where have you gone to get our money back?
That professor's collected nearly $300 for uniforms just today.
And we haven't seen them uniforms yet!
I told you he was slippery.
I haven't seen my son or a uniform since supper time.
He's a kidnapper!
Fine situation you've gotten us into.
And if there are those who are melting tar and collecting feathers, I will not say nay.
Surely there ought to be some of you who could forget our everlasting Iowa stubborn chip-on-the-shoulder arrogance long enough to remember River City before Harold Hill arrived. Do you remember? Well, do you? Surely you ought to be grateful for what he's brought to River City. And if so, I should think you'd want to admit it.
You're wasting a great deal of time here. If there's anybody here who doesn't think this man should be tarred and feathered, let him step forward. You let me step back, and the rest of you standing there like a coat of shucks Ferrari sheep. Have you forgotten how you bought technical instruction books, uniforms, high-priced band instruments? Have you forgotten the clear warranty that your boys would be taught to play in a band? Well, where's the band? Where